What's up guys, it's Austin and welcome to today's video. This is gonna be about the time that I went ghost hunting for the first time by myself. So just for some backstory, this happened back in 2020. So this was like about 5 years ago-ish. This was back in August 2020. I really needed a video because somebody requested me to go to an abandoned location. Not only that, but for 30 minutes. They wanted me to do a 30-minute alone challenge in some abandoned area. And I'm just like, okay, I could do that. Maybe I could try ghost hunting at some kind of spot around here because I was out in the middle of nowhere at this time visiting my cousins. There has to be some place creepy around here. Like, it's the middle of nowhere. There's got to be some kind of abandoned, creepy, decrepit place around here somewhere. So I go to my other cousin's place, Drayden's house. My cousin's boyfriend at the time told me about this house that was out in the middle of nowhere and that it would be good for the video. His family owns it, so it wouldn't be illegal if I filmed at this place since it is abandoned. He's like, yeah, there's like a house out there, there's a barn. You know, we could go in and just like walk through it with you during the day just so that we know it's safe for you to walk around in there and that you won't fall through the floor just in case there's any weak floorboards or anything like that. Make sure there's no animals in the basement and whatever. So we end up going out to this place. My younger cousin went with us. We walk through the house. Nothing is out of the ordinary. Nothing's wrong with it really. It was just very weather damaged from rain and everything. And he's like, yeah, you might not want to walk on these parts of the floor, which was like in the living room area of the house. We checked out the basement. There was nobody down there. We wanted to make sure there was nobody homeless down there just in case some people were just hiding out. I'm getting all amped and excited for this video. I'm just like, this is gonna be perfect. I'm doing a 30-minute alone challenge in this creepy abandoned house with a barn next to it, might I add. Such a perfect setting. I'm gonna take my ghost equipment. It's gonna be great. And it was. And then it got dark out and it was time to film. We were reaching the point, we were sitting in the truck just waiting for it to be dark out. I take a picture of the house for the YouTube thumbnail just before it gets dark. Basically my cousin's boyfriend is like, you know, this is so creepy, like I would never do this by myself. They drive off. They parked about a football field length away. I start by going into the barn. You know, I hear some creaks and stuff here and there and like it was creepy in that barn. I'm kind of just like walking around, ghost hunting in there with the meter, being like, oh god, like eventually I have to go in that creepy house later. I'm gonna save that for last. Eventually I get done in the barn. In comes the creepy house. This is the moment that I've been waiting for, but also dreading the whole night. This is where the really scary part of the alone challenge kicks in. I'm walking up to the house and I'm just like, you're gonna be in here for like 30 minutes. And you know what's really funny about this now? I do haunted location documentary series where I go to a location and I'm there for hours, if not overnight. So the fact that half an hour was a lot for me at that time is just kind of hilarious, but I can't blame myself. That was my first time ghost hunting by myself all alone, and it was an abandoned place. I couldn't have picked a more scarier place. Well, technically my cousin's boyfriend picked it because he knew of the location, but I decided to still go. Yeah, I do stay a lot longer at these places now, obviously, because I do these series now. There's gonna be one coming up real soon. It's not a haunted location, but it is a haunted documentary series, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's coming out very soon. Next week, you guys are gonna see a new series. So anyways, I'm going up to this house. I'm just like, okay, 30 minutes, that's it. I go in, I open the door, and I hear footsteps coming up the stairs from the basement area, and my body just freezes. Oh my god, dude. I hear footsteps. And you gotta remember, there's video footage of this, so you guys can look back and go watch this. But I open the door and I just stand there for a minute, and I'm pretty sure I did like a cut because I was standing there for so long because I was so terrified, and then I finally entered into the rest of the house, into the kitchen area. I'm just like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, as I was frozen in fear, I'm just like, I don't know if I can do this. This is too scary. I was ready to just go right out the door. I'm just like, nope, I gotta do this. Somebody requested for it. I like to push the boundaries with this ghost hunting stuff. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see this through and just get it over with. And I try to ignore the footsteps that I just heard because I knew that 1, it was not an animal, 2, it was not a human. The only real explanation is that it was a spirit that used to be there. Something was already making itself known because it knew I was investigating, I guess. It just immediately knew and wanted to make itself known on camera. I think I started by going up the stairs, and right as I get upstairs, you know, I'm going in these little rooms kind of checking it out and being like, oh, this is like kind of a cool house. I'm like thinking that in my head. I'm like, oh, this is kind of a cool and creepy house. Like, windows are broken. It's really creepy creaky sounding when I walk on every floorboard. At one point, I was going near this like cubby area, so I opened this little door. The EMF meter goes off, sadly, off camera, and then I go into this other room right across from it. Again, it goes into the yellow again on this like weird box thing. And there was nothing inside of it, nothing electrical. There was no power in this house. I even tried turning on and off the lights. There was absolutely nothing that could have set off that EMF meter, even if I tried. So I'm still in that one room up there. I begin to hear footsteps again. And I'm pretty sure this is right after the EMF meter went off. And I hear footsteps coming up the stairs to where I was, not from the basement up the stairs, but like up the stairs to the top of the house where I was in. What was that? I can hear like walking. I'm like, oh God, I like kind of freeze up again. I'm just like, there's footsteps, like listen. And I stay quiet for a second. That's 100% something in this house. One thing I kind of wish I would have done in this place is a seance, just to kind of communicate with what was there. I barely had anything. All I had was my camera and an EMF meter. That was it. I remember I think also in that house I did Bloody Mary, which probably wasn't a good idea. So I went into the bathroom in there, which was dirty as hell, but also very scary. I did Bloody Mary in there just to see if anything would happen in there because I was already getting footsteps and whatnot and EMF meter readings. Eventually, I reached the end of my time in the house. To add up everything, I heard footsteps. I think I might have heard knocks. I can't really remember. It's been a while since I watched the footage. I didn't hear voices or anything like that, I don't think. One of the weirdest experiences happened at the end. I'm leaving the house. I'm completely petrified. I'm ending the video outside. I'm just like, okay guys, like I spent like 30 minutes in this abandoned house and the barn or whatever, and I'm leaving. I'm freaked out. Like I was talking about how scared I was. I'm walking back to where they're parked and they're like a football field away. So I'm like waving my light around, running to their car because I was so freaked out. I just wanted to get the hell out of there. They drive up, they approach the property, and they come to pick me up. Now this is the part where everybody experiences something. My younger cousin Drayden is in the car, my cousin's boyfriend is in the car, and she is also in the car. And they're just like, so how did it go in there? It looked like you were running away. And I'm just like, no, I wasn't running away. I was trying to make it seem like I wasn't scared, but I was totally petrified because I was running towards the vehicle and they could see me, my light just waving around as I'm running. So I basically pretended that I wasn't scared, but I told them like there was some like weird stuff that happened in that house. And we're just sitting in front of it. I'm pretty sure I was about to show my cousin like some of the footage. I was about to go over it a little bit. We're looking up at the house. My cousin Victoria is just like, there's a light at the top window. We all noticed this weird light at the top window where I was investigating. So upstairs where I was is this weird light out the window. And you're probably gonna think, oh, it's maybe just a reflection of the moon. Oh, you probably left one of your flashlights up there. No, I had my camera light on my camera and that was it. There was no flashlight. I never bring a flashlight. I always bring my camera light because it's the brightest thing ever. There's no way that there could be a light source coming from upstairs. And at this point, we're just like, okay, let's get the hell out of here. So we peel out of there, we do a U-turn and we get out of there. My cousin is just like, that was creepy. And then she asked me, do you ever sage yourself when you're done ghost hunting at these places? And I'm like, no. And basically what saging is, it basically protects you from spirits and attachments. You burn it and then you go up and down your body and just make sure you're thinking positive thoughts. It's supposed to get rid of any spirits attaching to you so that they don't follow you home. We did that, I think, almost immediately right when we got back to their house. But yeah, that had to have been one of the scariest first time like ghost hunting by myself experiences I've ever had. I wasn't expecting that to happen at the end. That was all off camera what happened at the end with the light and everything and whatever. That was all off camera, of course. I wish it was on camera, but we were just like shocked looking up at this light and we're just like, what the hell is that? We all saw it. And when I saw it, I'm just like, oh God, that's where I was in the house most of the time. Like I was walking throughout the whole place. Upstairs is where I went to probably the most. I couldn't even go to the basement because I think the stairs were a little bit too unkept. Basically, if I stepped on them, maybe I would probably fall. But I know that we did check down there to make sure that there was no one there. At least my cousin's boyfriend went down there. But he said it's probably not a good idea for you to go down there because the stairs are a little bit sketchy. So I never went down there. I did do a clip where I kind of filmed down there and I'm just like, guys, this is where all the noises are coming from. I'm just so surprised I haven't went into detail about this experience because it was so impactful and it basically kick-started me going alone up until this point. I've just been ghost hunting alone at almost every location I've been to in the past like 4 or 5 years, and there will be definitely more of that to come this year for sure. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.